We're muted.
I just realised we're muted. What a fantastic start! It shows how what's it called? How inconsistent we've been over the last month or two. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Liam. Sorry about the start there. I'm joined today with Mr. Christos. How are you, Christos? It's big return. It's been a few months since we've seen you on. So how are you?
Yes, good, Liam. How are you doing? How's the land down south?
It's very good, thanks, man. The weather's a bit up and down at the moment. Some days it's hot, some days it's cold. Um, it's just typical Melbourne for you, to be quite honest, Christos. But how's it going up in Sydney?
30 degrees today, so pretty good.
Wow, very nice. I wish we could have some weather like that. Um, Christos, obviously, it's been a few months. Everyone's been asking you. We get some comments all the time going, "Where's Christos? Where's Christos?" Even the Greeks going. So, would you like to tell us what you've been doing over the last few months without revealing too much about something that we're just about to talk about, which I'm sure you know is going to be what
Um,
that's going to be.
all right, everyone. It's good to be back. Just been grinding with work.
Nice.
Getting up early at ridiculous times. So when they do the podcast at 10 p.m., I'm sleeping. So that's why.
Yeah, we're trying to accommodate for the Greeks.
Yeah. But yeah. Busy working, busy grinding. Just working hard and organizing something which we're about to reveal. And that's why I've been a bit absent, but here I am once again. So,
Well, welcome back, Christos. It's good to have you back on the podcast. It's good to have me back as well. First of all, we want to apologise to the viewers. We haven't done too much content over the last month and a half. Everyone's been so busy. You know, we've got CJ obviously has a wedding coming up. I had exams. Christos has been working full time. Yanni had exams. Funnels just had a child. So there's a lot of exciting news coming out of the Thrillos global family. But we've been very busy. So we're looking to get back on it this summer for us here in Australia. Get a bit more consistency going. And we're back with obviously a monthly recap because we haven't done an English episode in just over a month. So we're going to do a monthly recap. But first, we're going to start off with some very exciting news. And that is that, Olympiacos Australia, in collaboration with Thrillos Global, would like to announce that we will be official sponsors of the 2025 Sydney charity match, which Christos is organising, as you can see in the background over there. So 2026, sorry. Yeah, gee, that's how far behind I am. 2026 charity match. Obviously, I had the joy to play in it last year, the pleasure to play in it. It was a fantastic event with some fantastic celebrities, some fantastic people, raising good money for a great cause, which Christos is about to tell us about. But this year it's going bigger and better than ever. So we're going to spend a first couple of minutes talking about this event, since it's some exciting news that we will be sponsoring the event and we'll be putting it up on Instagram. A little bit about that. What we can expect this year from next year, technically, from the 2026 charity match, all the details and everything that's happening.
Well, first of all, thanks for the great introduction, Liam. So 2026 charity match will be coming and happening on the 18th of January, 2026, which is a Sunday. On the at 5 p.m. will be kickoff. Liam will hopefully be there, and we have a lot of special guests, which I can reveal because they have been announced. Jamie Zhu, YouTuber with about 900,000 subscribers, will be
unbelievable. I don't know how you pulled that, but unbelievable, Paul.
As a special guest player. Yet to be determined which team. We have Pelota Sports, shout out to them. They deserve it. Who will be giving us not only playing kits, goalkeeper kits, but training kits. And there will also be a pop-up store on the day where you can purchase Team Christos, Team Yanni shirts, whatever side you're going for. But, you know, Team Christos, obviously. And so they're going to be giving us the kits, which the players can keep as well. At Seymour Shaw Stadium in Miranda, all proceeds go to Paradise for Kids, which is run by Bishop Themi over in Sierra Leone. They help feed, clothe, educate, baptize children in Sierra Leone, and all proceeds go straight to that. We do not keep anything. We do not hold anything for the next event. Our event is purely based on the donations, and we run solely on donations. People have messaged saying, "Oh, what's your cost for this? What's your cost for that?" We are donation led. So if anyone out of there, whether you're in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, doesn't matter where, even Cyprus, we have a Cypriot team. They've sent us a kit for the raffle. If you have any prizes that you want to donate, that you want to give to the raffle, we are more than happy to accept your donation. And of course, the perks of that is that you get promotion on the day and promotion on the Instagram, which is at Charity Match Official. Don't forget to follow it. We have Nick Carl, also former Socceroo, Sydney Olympic legend,
fantastic pool as well.
Sydney FC footballer playing, and the return of two special guests. I'm not going to reveal who they are yet, just because it's not on Instagram yet. But the return of two special guests from last year will be putting the boots back on and lacing up once again.
Yeah, good to hear.
At Charity Match 2026, and we also have a whole broadcasting team coming. We have Adamo from Football New South Wales commentating as well, and it's not just going to be filmed. It's not just going to be filmed on my phone anymore. We're going to have a full broadcasting camera set up that will have the scoreboard and everything, so that we have the best of the best, and so that we can watch it back on replay, pre-match show, and everything that going on. We're trying to go bigger and better every year. So that is basically the charity match.
Great stuff, Christos. Great stuff. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about it at the end, a little bit. But just congratulations on hosting such a great event. As I said, I was part of it last year. It was a fantastic event. And it'll be good to be part of it. I actually have to tell you that I am battling with a bit of an injury at the moment that you might have seen. And I'm hoping that I'll be back, but I should find out the next week or two if I will be okay or not.
You muted yourself again. Liam, you're muted.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
A bit of plantar fasciitis, which is a bit annoying, but I should be fine to play. But yeah, I'll be confirming to you within the next week or two.
No worries.
And with that, we're going to come back with a bit more charity match talk at the end of the podcast. We're going to go into the Olympiacos talk. We're going to go back right from the game of PAOK Olympiacos, where we lost 2-1 in Tumba after the Arsenal 2-0. We're just going to quickly talk a little bit about all the results and recap it over the last little bit. So I'm just going to go through that and let you know. So PAOK, we lost 2-1 at Tumba, and we only lost this season so far in the Greek League, which was a bit of a disappointing result. Then we beat Larissa 2-0, which both goals came from El Kabi, and there was a massive crowd. There was about 10 to 12,000, which was fantastic to see. Obviously, the 6-1 Olympiacos Barca game, which Christos, I'm sure you have a few thoughts about the refereeing decision and everything that went on there.
Yep.
Do you want to say anything? Hello, George Zagudis.
Hello, Zaga.
If you want to join the podcast, let us know. We'll drop the link in the description for you to come on and have a little chat, because I know George Zagudis has been unhappy with a certain player at Olympiacos the last few months. He's been ranting to me a little bit, so I'd be keen to hear his thoughts about Olympiacos. Obviously, a 2-0 loss to 2-0 win to AEK at Karaiskaki, where we dominated, deserved that. Probably one of the better games we played. El Kabi and Taremi, our two sort of number 9s, linking up. Taremi with a nice header that game. 5-0 win against Volos. What's it called? That was also some really good football in the cup that we played. The goal scorers were Biancon scored 2, Yadamchuk scored 2, and Yazici scored a pen. Then we had a 2-1 win against Aris with Taremi and Podence scoring. And then we obviously had the 1-1 draw against PSV, which we're going to talk a little bit about now. Christos, and we had George wants to join, so we're gonna drop the link now. We'll get you in, Georgie. And I think that's a perfect time to get you in to talk about that Champions League game, the 1-1 against PSV Eindhoven, where we conceded in the 95th minute, and then obviously a win against Kifisiar 3-1. I'll drop the link now in the description for you, Mr. Zagudis, to come talk. Christos, you want to tell us a little bit about what you've seen from Olympiacos this season, more specifically the last month or two?
I think some disappointing results. I think Champions League wise, Barfos FC have more points than Olympiacos, so a bit disappointing on Olympiacos. And I mean, Barcelona game can't really do much when everything's against you on the night, but it was just kind of a testament to where the priorities are in terms of the UEFA and where their football allegiances are. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get in trouble, but where their football allegiances are, and just kind of showed through that game. Olympiacos do have a tough game in the next Champions League fixture, but I think what we can take out of this month is how good our young talents are. We saw Histo Muzakidis winning the Golden Boy Award, which is a huge achievement, not only for Greek football, but for the Greek League and Greece in general. So
100%. Well,
yeah,
we're going to talk a bit about that too, but yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Kudos to him.
Yep.
And
we've got Georgie in, so we'll add him in, Christos, and we'll get back to you. Let's add him in. There he is, Mr. Zagudis, with the Olympiacos 100-year anniversary.
Yes, brothers, how are we?
Hey, George, how are you,
George?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, look, it's been like I hope you guys are well. On a Sunday, it's been an interesting month for Olympiacos. We've had a bit of, results don't go our way, and getting results that we need. So look, I want to talk about an individual that I'm not happy with. The name, he's a keeper that plays for Olympiacos. It's Olaki, so I'm not happy with him, Christos. He hasn't been the spark that every Olympiacos fans like to see him, and not it's just he hasn't been in form. I'm just not happy at the moment with him, and what are your thoughts?
You go first, Liam.
Look, I agree. It's a good topic that Georgie's brought up. I think, is this your first time on, George? Have you been on before?
Yeah, no, it's my first time. I've been in the comments, so thank you so much.
Pleasure to have you on. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll actually ask you a few more questions after. But yeah, with Zorlaki, it's a good first point that you've really brought up. He's really been out of form this season. I saw some stats that Thrillos International posted the other day, and that's that he's actually performing under his XG, like goals expected to concede. So it was something like he's only been expected to concede 13 goals, but he's conceded 15 this season. And that's pretty disappointing because really a goalkeeper's job is to keep that metric down. And, you're meant to only concede 15, but your expected is meant to be 20 something. So it's been really, really disappointing season from him. A lot's gone wrong. He's really struggling with the simple saves. Like, the near post, he's got him beaten quite a lot of times. The Barcelona game, obviously the PSV game, he made that mistake in the 95th minute, cost us the points, which was really, really disappointing. And, obviously, there's mistakes elsewhere to point, but he just hasn't been himself. He hasn't been the Zorlaki that we saw in the Conference League campaign. As I mentioned, a lot of mistakes. His footwork hasn't even been the best either. Normally, he's quite good with both his feet. Really down year. And it's coming to a point where, you don't want to say it, but you're starting to lose a little bit of trust in him in net. And, what's it called? That's not good to see. Maybe there's talks to maybe, you bring Baskalaki in for a few games so Zorlaki can rejuvenate and have a little rest and come back stronger. But there's also that talk that if you do that, you ruin his confidence even more because he's obviously been dropped from the Ethnic Year mother. Christos is wearing the kit. Vlaco Dimos has played the last 2 games because of his poor form. Obviously we're behind Zorlaki. He's an outstanding player and he needs to find that form if Olympiacos is going to bounce back in the Champions League this season and also go on and obviously win the league and the cup and everything like that. But very disappointing start. What do you reckon, Christos?
Yeah. So I second everything you said. I think if we drop him, it's not going to do his confidence anything good. So, but also I think the team needs to back him. I think the fans would also back him too. Yes, he's having a downfall or bad form, but if the players and the fans don't back him, then he's going to feel isolated, and then he's going to feel even worse. So I think backing a player, I think, is better, and I think we should just back Zorlaki's whole way because I think he is one of the best keepers we've had recently, and he's homegrown Greek player. So I think we should use that to full support. And I think once he gets back into the Ethnic Year, that might do his confidence more because I think him getting dropped by the Ethnic Year also drops his confidence as well. So that is my thoughts on Mr. Konstantinos.
Yep, fair enough. And Zagudis, obviously, bringing that point up, we all know his quality. Do you think he could turn this around? Because we really need him to if we're going to do things this season.
Look, there's no hate on Zorlaki. Look, he's a proven keeper, and he's shown, the past seasons what he can do. That Conference League final chapter we had, winning the Conference League, and he's shown what kind of keeper he is. But there's those moments where, in critical games where a keeper can do so much and, it can stuff up. So, look, I fully back Zorlaki, but I think he needs, and I agree with your point as well. You if you drop him, he'll lose confidence and stuff as a keeper. But I think he needs a little bit, like a bit on the bench for 1 or 2 games to see what Baskalakis can do, and he'll come back, with confidence as well. So I fully back Tolakis and stuff. So, but the last few games just hasn't really been the best I've seen in him.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. It's been a disappointing couple of games. It's been a disappointing season for Zolaki so far. And we all know his quality. As we said, he pretty much single-handedly almost won us that European title with some of the saves he pulled off, the penalty shootouts. It was incredible. So we've all got his back. Everyone backs him, and hopefully he can turn that around, which I'm sure he will for the club. And Georgie, the next question I want to ask you is obviously that PSV game in the Champions League. Absolutely dominated. Should have scored 3 or 4. And I know we were texting during the game. That last play, just the free kick and the way it all happened and everything. Obviously, scoring the 94. Sometimes football can be so cruel. Obviously, we fully deserve that win. How did you see that game and some things you could take out?
Look, that PSV game. At halftime we should have been up 3 or 4-0. Like the chances we had during the first half, even in the second half, we just can't. We can finish. It's just those chances you got to bury them. Like if you go and bury chances like that, and then they come back and hurt you, and that's what we considered the last minute. It's just we dominated the whole game. I thought we played one of our best games. So I just don't think there was no negatives in that game. It was just the only negatives I'd say we just couldn't finish. And I think everyone played their role, and it's been a very, very not best Champions League campaign so far for Olympiacos. So I think with the confidence going into the next game against, I think it's Real Madrid at home, and I think if we can show that we can finish, we can at least get some effort and get into a good rhythm against Real Madrid.
Really well said, George. Really well said. We'll quickly talk about the Champions League campaign so far, but we've got a comment coming in. I think that's from James Hadididis at Kef TV over there. Zagudas to commentate the charity match. A question for Mr. Christos over there.
Oh,
hello, James.
Obviously showing his ability at the Kef matches. Is there any potential for Zagudas to have a role, Christos?
All I'm gonna say is maybe. I'm gonna leave the cliffhanger there, Georgie. I don't want to disappoint him. I don't want to get his hopes up. So I'm gonna say maybe.
Look. It is an offer. It is an honor to commentate one of the biggest charity matches in Sydney. So it is an offer. You guys, Christos, I think
biggest, not one of the biggest.
The biggest.
We have competitors now.
I think I think what you've done, with all the committee and stuff, and I think you've put on a show for the last few years and stuff. I think you should be proud of yourself and what you guys have done, and we are very privileged to commentate one of your games as well. But if not, look, I'll be definitely tuning in from Melbourne, coming back from Adelaide. So, yeah.
Thank you. If James Hadididis is watching, I'd just like to say that any nice single Greek ladies, go hit up James Hadididis because he's a good-looking man, and he needs a nice Greek lady. So James Hadididis,
I'm sure he'll like the sound of that, Christos. I'm sure he will. What's it called now, Zaga? You quickly touched on our Champions League campaign being very disappointing. I obviously want to talk about that. Obviously, we had the first game against Buffos, which Christos and I covered after, Buffos able to hold us to them 0-0, which was really disappointing for Olympiacos because we absolutely dominated and just couldn't find the back of the net, missed a lot of chances. Then we had the Arsenal game where we were 1-0 down and, we had some massive chances for Dents where Raya saved the top corner shot. We had the where we hit the post and then we scored the follow-in, but the follow-in was offside. We had a few more half chances and everything like that. And, then we just couldn't capitalize and they scored, from a mistake from Zolaki again. And they made it 2-0, but we could have definitely had a point in that game. Then you go to the Barca game where we all know what happened with the referee. Just we were well and truly in that game, really dominating. And, the referee, obviously, we don't have to talk too much about that. But the game went downhill. And then, obviously, the PSV game, the 95th minute winner where we absolutely dominated. We've done everything right sort of in the Champions League this year. We just haven't been able to get the points on the board that show our effort and our reward. And it's a bit disappointing because everything just feels like it's gone wrong. And you could almost feel that PSV goal going wrong because just everything in the Champions League has gone wrong. Like everything is just we just have not had any luck, any sort of just thing go our way kind of. It's been that sort of campaign and obviously there's still time to turn it around. Do you boys think, 4 games to go, Real Madrid, Garat, Ajax, and I think it's Leverkusen and PSV. Leverkusen at Ajax left. Do you boys think we can turn it around and still?
Yeah, look,
need about 8 or 9 points.
I'm pretty confident we can turn it around. We've got the squad, and we've played since the Buffos game. We've been unlucky in getting not getting the results we need. I think we can turn it around. I think the Champions League is an important competition for us as well. So we can't just not focus on the Champions League and just focus on the league. Like the Champions League doesn't come around so often. So I think we can turn it around. I'm confident in the boys that we are, can get some points. We can go to Real Madrid, hopefully get the 3 points, and I can't really say I'm confident against Real Madrid because Real Madrid, they've been class all season. So, but you know what, you never know with Karaskaki, and you never know what Olympiacos can pull out, and I'm really confident we can turn it around.
Yeah, well said. Christos, what do you reckon? Do you reckon Olympiacos, obviously 8 or 9 points needed from the last 4 games, some tough opponents, do you think they can pull that out?
Here's my prediction for you guys. You guys won't be mind-blown by this, but we're going to go 4 from 4. I think we can beat Real Madrid.
Wow. Well, that's a big call.
Look, it is a big call. With Real Madrid, it's we haven't. I don't think we've played Real Madrid for years. I think it's the first time Olympiacos has played Real Madrid in the Champions League for how many years now? It's been years since we've played them. No, I don't even remember the last time we played them. So no, it's a special moment, especially a special moment for Olympiacos as well. So I think if we can, get on the front foot and if we can get 3 points against Real Madrid, then it's a massive statement. So I think we can turn it around. I think now with the with the international break over now and no international break until March, I think the main focus is now obviously the league as well. I think I'm still confident we're going to win the league this year. But I'm still confident we can turn around the Champions League campaign and stuff. So I know it's going to be good. I hope so. We can turn it around. I've got faith in the boys. So yeah.
Yeah, really well said. Really well said. And the other question I want to ask you boys this year, obviously going all right in the Greek league, first in the Greek league, couple points clear from bulk. It's pretty tight with Ike up there. Panathinaikos obviously having quite a down season. But who you boys been sort of impressed with this season? Who are some of the players that have stood out for you? I'll start by saying I've been really impressed with Juan Retos. I think he's absolutely stood from the front as the captain. He's been fantastic this year. I think he's been really, really good. And probably having his best season. He hasn't gotten injured. He's been very consistent. Well, he had 1 game out, but yeah, been really good. And I think I've been also really, really impressed with Taremi. He's come in. He's been really, really good this season. For us, off the bench, getting limited sort of minutes as well, not really having the probably the minutes that he'd want, but he's been really good every time he's come on, as well as Ortega at left back, who's had his best season. I know Dimitri also on the podcast had his doubts about him over the last few years, but he's really turned things around this year. So he's been really good. What about you boys? Who do you think?
Go on. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyways, look, I've been impressed with 2 players. I've been impressed with Martins and Podence. So they're my 2 players I've been impressed this season. So.
Yep. Very nice.
For me, it's got to be Christos Mousakidis. I don't know how we forgot about the man, the young, well, not even the man, the child who is taking on men, and obviously my man Ayub as well. Ayub is also having a good season. And with Christos Mousakidis, those are my 2. And Christos Mousakidis, anyone that plays FC26, if you want a good young player for your team, Christos Mousakidis is in my career mode. So,
what's his potential?
I think it's in the 80s. He's in my Truly Titans team, killing it. So
nice. What's it called? It's an interesting point you make about Alcabi. I read something the other day that he's scored, I think, 10 goals this season in all competitions, but about 5 of them have been penalties, or maybe 9 goals and 5 have been penalties. So he's not having the same output, actually. Although he's having a good year by stats, he's not having the same impact in terms of his finishing in and around the box, because only 4 or 5 open play goals. And he's obviously, been lucky to be on some of the penalties, because he hasn't earned the penalties either. It's been his teammates earning them. I don't think he's earned a single one. So, obviously probably a little bit down in what we actually expect from Alcabi this season, even though the stats might not say it. So hopefully he can turn that around, because it's been a little bit disappointing. But what's it called? Yeah, we've got a comment here, Kareas FC, from a bulk fan Nathan Theo. I don't know if he's talking about Kef or Olympiacos, but Yeah, what's it called?
That's very rich coming. That's rich coming from the bulk fan.
Yep, that is very true, Christos. What's it called? And yeah, that pretty much leaves us with the Olympiacos talk. We'll quickly talk about Ethnic Your Mother, since it's the international break at the moment. Obviously, we aren't going to be able to make the World Cup after 2 losses to Denmark and a loss to Scotland in Scotland. Obviously, we beat Scotland this morning. We'll start with you, George. How do you see the Ethnic Year at the moment? Obviously, it's disappointing not to make the World Cup.
We've at the start we went on a good run. Beating England over there at Wembley and beating teams at home, and that we slowly went on a downfall, losing to Scotland. Losing to Denmark at home. It kind of went at like a downfall the last few weeks, and I wouldn't say we had the worst, World Cup qualifiers. Like I thought we did okay. I thought, it's just like results didn't go away. Losing to Denmark at home was just a kick in the ass. So I think I wouldn't say we had like a worst World Cup qualifiers, but we should. There was needed improvement as well. So I think if I had to rate it, was like a 6.5 out of 10. So I'm still proud of the Greece national team, and I hope we can hopefully get into the Euros. So yeah.
Yeah, Chris, let's tell us about Greece and tell us a little bit about Cyprus too in this World Cup qualifying campaign.
I think Greece are in good hands. Ivanovic is a brilliant coach. I don't think he's the reason why they didn't qualify. I just think inconsistency is the reason why we didn't qualify. Shout out to my friend Nectario Trientis for.
Yes, shout out to him. Yes. I met his brother when I came down.
You did, Father Iri, correct.
Wow.
For making the Ethnic Year. Hopefully he's going to play against Belarus since it's a nothing game. It's a good chance to play Nectario and play the players that haven't really been able to get a look in. Even maybe play Solakis, get his confidence up. But I think, the Ethnic Year, we're in good hands. Our under 21s are really good. And so I think definitely potential to make the next World Cup after this one and the Euros. But Greece just got unlucky with the group they were drawn in, Denmark and Scotland. And with Cyprus, look, it's what I expected. I didn't think we were going to make the World Cup. There wasn't really any chance of us really making the World Cup. Cyprus still has a long way to go in terms of progression in making the World Cup. I think the issue with Cyprus is that they keep bringing in foreigners for the Cypriot national team. And
they do that. It's like the basketball. They do those dodgy passport things.
Yes, and I just feel like it's unfair for the Cypriots who are working there. They're hard.
Yeah, how do you grow a sort of a youth product if you're doing that?
Yeah, so I think that we have 3 or 4 players right now that are not born in Cyprus or at least Cypriot heritage playing for the Cypriot national team, and that's 3 spots that could go to an actual Cypriot player. So I think that's one of the issues. But then again, look, I just think Cyprus is so small. Firstly, if we ever don't even make a Euros or a World Cup, I think that's the World Cup that I would go to.
I've got a question for both of you, Liam and Christos.
Yes, George.
What are your thoughts on? I think it's Triantis choosing Greece over Australia. And it has been backfire from the the Australian fans. And what are your thoughts on that? Like, what are your thoughts on him as a player? And can he improve? Like, can he grow to the Greece national team? In the future.
Yep. I think I'll say something. I'm going to let Christos answer the bulk of the question because he actually knows the family and he knows Nectarios himself. So I'll let Christos answer the bulk. But I think we obviously saw his ability at the A-League at Central Coast, wasn't it, Christos? It was Central Coast. And he was a good player, a really good player. And obviously he's in MLS doing good things at the moment too and got the call up, which is fantastic to see. And obviously as Greek Australians, it's an interesting one for us because he's born and raised in Australia. Is that correct, Christos?
Yeah.
He's born and raised in Australia, but chosen the Greek national team. But he's a good player. He's got good quality. But my concern to him is that in Greece, he probably, because the Greek team over the next few years, which he's a young player, will be a better side than Australia. You'd think by the names and everyone that's sort of going through, and also you think that Australia would actually have more chances in terms of World Cup, like Australia qualifying to this World Cup. It could be a part of that. Greece aren't. So I think it's a bit of an interesting decision, considering that he could have definitely been a main player in the Australian side, but in Greece he's going to have to work harder. But Christos could maybe tell us a bit more about that decision and what he thinks about it.
I just think that Australia neglected him in terms of selection. I think he was never going to get that call up because I think Popovic The issue with the Australian coaches is that they're set on their players. Graham Arnold is always set on his players.
Yep, that's a good point.
And Popovic is always set on his players. So I think Nectario knew that, and him having the opportunity to play for Greece, why not take it? You're playing in UEFA. You're going to play against Belgium and England and France, all of these nations where you can improve as a footballer by versing these types of countries rather than going to Uzbekistan and Tajikistan and all of these countries. Anyway, Zagudas equals Gibreo, apparently. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Thanks, Ethan Theo.
I'm driving. What was the comment?
Someone said you're a Cypriot. He goes, Ethan goes, Zagudas equals Gibreo, Cypriot.
Anyway, back to Nectar. He's had good performances with Minnesota. He's scoring like every game, and he's a number 6. He's not even like a 9 or a 10. And I just think that the opportunity came, and he took it. I mean, this was something that I knew was going to happen because I've been speaking to his family and speaking to his brothers, and this was something I knew was going to happen. But it's just a matter of time until it actually did. And now he's gotten the call up, and I think it's again the case. I don't know if there's an Italian young player too that's Italian Australian, and he might play for Italy.
I think it's Volpato.
Yeah. And Australia's gonna once again, Popovic is set on his players, and I just think that it's been an issue with Australia for years, and that they always set on their players, and that it's hard for players to grow. I mean, if I was in Nectar's shoes, obviously for me, Cyprus and Greece, I would play for Cyprus any day of the week if the opportunity came. Because at the end of the day, I feel more inclined to play for Cyprus than I would for Australia, just because of the sheer. I feel like Australia's becoming a lot more nepotism rather than actual quality, whereas Greece is getting picked for the quality rather than Ivanovic loves Tsimikas, so we're just going to pick Tsimikas, even though he's Greece's best player. But whereas Australia is nepotism. I love Matt Ryan, so I'm just going to pick Matt Ryan, even though Matt Ryan should have stopped being picked for Australia about 4 years ago. So
yep, very interesting point.
In terms of following your point, Christos, I think, look, you're 100%. I agree with everything you said and stuff like with Volpato choosing Italy over Australia and Triantis choosing Greece over Australia.
Thank you, Wenzel Dino, for the comment. Thank you, Wenzel.
You just got to come to the point where there will be backlashes as well, and especially Triantis was playing for the Central Coast Mariners in the A League and stuff. So getting probably choosing him to play for Australia, and then getting declined to go and play for Greece. Like personally, like for myself, like I'd be playing for Greece any time of the week. But yeah, it is a bit of an interesting topic. There will be backlashes now. Greece not in the World Cup now, and does he regret his decision? There's there could be questions along for that.
Yeah, well said. For me, I think I'm a bit different. I think I'd play for Australia if I got the choice. I love Greece. I love Australia. But obviously, we're all born and raised in Australia. And obviously, there's so much politics that we probably don't know about, like Christos was referring to. We don't want to really get into that. But what's it called? Yeah, obviously, maybe once you get exposed to that, maybe your decision changes. That's maybe something that Nectarios has chosen. But as a Greek Australian, he's someone that we're all going to be watching closely, someone that we wish the best in the Greek national team. And we're definitely going to be supporting him and keeping an eye out on him. So good luck, Nectarios.
I did see his brother today.
Representing the Greek Aussies. And just to quickly round up the Ethniki talk, I'll just give my thoughts. I think I was telling Bapul today, I just think the team's not ready. I think we're a very young side with a few older players, and I just think we weren't ready. We were just struggling with consistency so far. Just those times where it mattered in the Denmark games and in that Scotland game away. We couldn't hold on, especially in that Scotland game. We 1-0 up until the 75th minute, and it all fell apart. It's just probably not ready. A side that's got a lot of quality and will be good in the next, for the next 5-10 years. Yeah, just crumbled and just showed that we weren't ready. Just a very young, inexperienced side, and
I don't think it's anything
that really showed. And that's probably where the Ethnic is at the moment. Just not ready, just not good enough, just quite yet. So you got to in these campaigns where there's only 6 games to qualify for a big tournament. You've got to be every single game. You've got to be on point. 1 or 2 little mistakes can cost you your whole campaign and can set you back 4 years. Like we're not going to make this World Cup, or 2 years, because we'll hopefully make the next Euro. So that's my verdict on the Ethnic or Mother at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't think it's got anything to do with Ivanovic. I think he's the man for the job. I just think it's just inconsistency and inexperience. That's all I think it is. Because Ivanovic is great. He speaks the language, knows the Greek culture, knows Greek football. Got up well to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Cult hero for the team. So he's a winner. So I don't think here's the problem. I just think he just needs to grow the national team, and just the players need to get more experience.
Christos, I've got two unrelated questions. One is related, the other one is unrelated. So I'll say it now. So Christos, Nikos Vergos that plays for Victory right now, does he fit in the Greece national team if he ever gets called up?
I don't really watch Victory because I don't really like to watch teams I don't like, but I think potentially, I mean, he's a bit old, but yeah, potentially. I think the Greek scouts don't really look at the league, the A-League, as a serious league. So I think it's hard for anyone that is trying to make it for their national team.
Yeah.
To play. I mean, Robert Mack is an exception because Robert Mack was already part of Slovakia's national team when he came here anyway. But I think it's just hard. It's just that they overlook it because it's too far away. It's too Makriar. Who cares? So I think it won't happen. But if there's a potential and he's in great form, then yes. There's never can never say never.
Just the last question before you guys change the topic on something else. Will you be attending Leichhardt on Saturday?
For RPR and Marconi?
No, for Sydney and Victory.
Oh no, I will not be there. Unfortunately. Are you going to be in Sydney?
Okay. Beautiful. Thanks for answering those questions, Chris. We're back to you, Liam.
He said he will be there. George is coming up for the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'm going to be down south. Otherwise, I would have. Actually, fun fact is that for the MacArthur game, Central Coast game, I bought tickets for the Victory game, and then my ticket didn't work, so I had to. They had to refund me, but I still went to the game. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Wow. Well, thank you, boys. What's it called? I just want to say that was a really good point you made about Jovanovic, Christos. Really well said that he's the right man for the job, and everything you pointed out. That was really, really well said, and I couldn't agree more. And I think George, you can agree as well on that one.
Yeah. I look, the coach is good. Our coach, the Greek national team coach, he's good. I'm not, I don't know big of him. It's probably maybe this year or last year, knowing who the coach is. I'm not a big know of this guy. So, but what I've seen and what I've heard, he's done very well with the Greek national team. As Liam stated as well, we've got a young squad as well. So it's a bit tough, not having a lot of experienced players to go into a World Cup. But look, to go all the way, and get results against Scotland, going to England and beating them at Wembley, and we should be proud as a nation and stuff. So, onwards to the Euros, and players like this can develop and stuff. So yeah, we should have a good Euro campaign.
Well said as well. And yeah, also with Cyprus too, hopefully they can sort of focus a bit more on their youth. I just wanted to say one thing that I forgot to mention, that they have some really good players. We've seen Ioannis Kosti, who's absolutely dominating for Olympiacos in the midfield. And they're playing unbelievable football. Olympiacos scored the most goals in the league by three goals more than anyone. They scored an unbelievable goal against Cetus. I recommend everyone to go watch that. Their third goal, unbelievable player Ioannis Kosti. And that's the sort of standard that Greece and Cyprus need to start setting. Young players like that. He's an absolute baller in that midfield. So yeah, hopefully we can see Greece and Cyprus elevate and make the next Euros and go on from there. So just to go on to one of our final topics for the day, boys. That is Christos Mouzakidis, which Christos mentioned earlier in the podcast, winning the Golden Boy Web in 2025, taking Keenan Yildiz won the one before. Mouzakidis the winner, and rightly deserved winner. And before we actually talk about it, we actually have a question here. Karetsa or Mouzakidis, who do you think who's your pick of a better player, a bit of a hard one to compare? What do you boys want to say about that one?
George?
They're both good players. I'm not gonna I don't want to be biased and say, I'm picking my player over a bulk player. But
He's not
Nah, look,
Bark,
I
he's
think.
Genk. He's Genk. Karetas is Genk.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
Costa.
my mistake. Yeah, I'm not gonna be biased in there, but I think both players are good. So
Yep. Good. Fair enough.
I'm
Christos,
going to
same
be
thing.
biased with Musakidis, without a doubt.
You think who's better?
Musakidis, without a doubt.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a hard one to compare. I think they're both quality players, and I think both of them are going to have big futures. So we're excited about that one. But just to talk about Musakidis' win, it's unbelievable that a young kid from Olympiacos and from Greece, more specifically, is winning the Golden Boy Web Award, which is a really big award. It's all over the news. It's everywhere. So congratulations to him. It's well deserved, and hopefully we've talked a bit about it this year with a few of us on the podcast with Dimitri and a few others that. We're hoping Musakidis gets a bit more game time. He's had a bit limited game time. The last month he's been playing every game again, which is good. But he was sort of on the bench for quite a few of the Champions League games, the first three, to be exact. So, yeah, it's good to see that he's getting more regular football because he's clearly one of the best talents in the world in terms of his position and his age. So, what's it called? Yeah, he's doing great things, and hopefully he can keep that up and be a big star for Olympiacos over the next year or two before I'm sure he'll probably get bought out by a big club, but also for the Ethnic mother, which he played well this morning for as well. So congratulations to Musakidi. Do you boys want to say anything about that one? Or
yeah, look, congratulations to him. He's shown what kind of player he is. And we're so glad to have him at Olympiacos, and I hope he grows as a player. He's very young. So, and I hope he grows as a player. He shows what he can do on the pitch and off the pitch as well. I'm very privileged and very grateful that the award that he got. Big hands to him, and hopefully in the next few years we can see more of him, and hopefully he'll next few years he might be in the Prem, and he's come from a great club.
Yep, well said. Lastly, just a quick little thing. We're going to talk a bit more about it on Wednesday with Yanni, who's going to be jumping on, or sometime this week will be announced, but we're going to have a bit of a EuroLeague recap. I'm just going to read the results for the last few games. Olympiacos versus Milan. We lost by 1 point in Milan. Very disappointing end to that game. We should have had that game, actually. Disappointing end. We beat Zalgiris 95-78, where, I don't know if you boys saw, but Keenan Evans came back from a 1-year Achilles injury.
I saw that. Yeah.
Played a little bit and did his other Achilles in his return match against his old club too. So just really, sometimes sport can be really cruel and really harsh. And we wish him a speedy recovery, but it's going to be quite unlikely that he'll play for Olympiacos now. Yeah. Again, after that, 2 years out of the game, he's getting a bit older. So we wish him a speedy recovery, but a star like that who's, clearly done big things in America as well, it's sad to see. So we wish him a speedy recovery. Obviously, a win against Partizan. And a win against Hapoel Tel Aviv has been our last 5 games. In terms of the ladder, we're currently 4th with 11 wins. 11 games played, 7 wins, 4 losses. And in the Greek league, we're first. Behind us is AEK with 5 wins, 2 losses. Balk with 5 wins, 1 loss. And Panathinaikos, we've only played 5 games, 4 wins, 1 loss. So we're sitting first there. We're going to have a full recap with the EuroLeague master Yanni throughout the week. So stay tuned for that. I think that will be in Greek. Stay tuned. But that's a little EuroLeague update. And that pretty much concludes. Did you boys have any other things you wanted to say? Anything else about Olympiacos, about the Ethnic that we didn't touch on that you think might be useful?
Go on.
Chris, you want to say something?
You can go to Georgie Zaguris.
Yeah, look, just a little final statements about, Olympiacos now with the Greece national team, no more games until, who knows when. I think actually Greece got Belarus next week for the last game, so hopefully wish them well and finish a good win to end the campaign. In terms of Olympiacos, we just gotta take it, go into Real Madrid at home and get a point or get 3 points and build the confidence for the Super League and hopefully everything goes well with us and
Yeah, well said. And Georgie, normally we ask everyone who joins the podcast for the first time this question. We actually didn't do it with you today, so I'll ask you now. How did you become a Olympiacos fan? What's your story behind Olympiacos?
Yeah, so how did I become an Olympiacos fan? Yeah, so originally I got from my bubble and my uncle that lived in Greece. I actually attended a Olympiacos game when I was a kid when I went to Greece. So I visited the Karaskaki and stuff like that. So, and usually my uncle convinced me. He's a massive Olympiacos fan, and it's ever since I was a kid, and growing up watching Olympiacos games and stuff. So, and especially when they came down to Australia and played Melbourne Victory down here. Watching them in the stands for the first time, going to the airport and seeing the players before. No, it's it's been a privilege supporting this club. So, So it's pretty much just young age, I guess.
And your Bapu getting you into it, sort of.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice. And I do know you watch the games with your Bapu and your dad, don't you?
Yeah, we've been watching since when Olivia. Probably the best moment was when Olympiacos played Man United at Karaskaki and when we won 2-0 in the first leg, and we copped it in the second leg. I think watching that in the morning was crazy, and also the Arsenal game in the Europa League. And, that's Alcabi scoring that goal, and Bummy ain't missing that opportunity to win the game.
Yep. And who would you be your favourite Olympiacos player of all time?
All time? Oh, it's tough. There has been a lot of Olympiacos players that have left and, that are still at the club. Probably the best one. I don't know. Look, it's up. A lot of Olympiacos, there has been a lot of Olympiacos legends. But, my favourite player, probably at all time, would be Podence, and I like Podence.
Okay, that's a nice call. Nice modern call. He has been a legend of the modern Olympiacos, for sure. But yeah, what's it called?
Also, maybe Rivaldo. What's his name? Rivaldo.
Rivaldo, the Brazilian.
Yeah, Rivaldo.
We're all probably a little bit too young to fully witness him, but if we had saw him, what's it called? It would have been fantastic. But yeah, definitely Olympiacos legend. Finally, we're just going to end. Christos, did you have anything more to say about the charity match? Any other final things and anything like that? Obviously, as we mentioned at the start of the stream, for anyone that's just tuned in now, Thrillos Global and Olympiacos Australia will be sponsoring and supporting the charity match 2026, a great event. He announced Jamie Zhu and Nikki Carl will be joining, as well as some other special guests. Is there anything else you can tell us, Christos, to end this stream on a positive note?
Just follow at Charity Match Official on Instagram for all the updates. Again, if anyone wants to sponsor or donate anything that's a small business, reach out through Charity Match Official on Instagram. If you can't make it on the day, you can donate through the GoFundMe, through the Eventbrite, and you can donate during the live stream as well. All proceeds go to Paradise for Kids. We don't keep anything. Yep, appreciate that. Thrillos Global, Charity Match Official, give it a follow. And other than that, it's a great family day out. If you have a child, put him in his football gear, bring him to the game, and he can walk out with us. You can
watch some stars like Liam play.
Yeah, they can even hold Liam's hand when they walk out. I'm sure they'll love that. Be sure to, if you're in Sydney, attend. Even if you're in Melbourne, attend. You can go and join the car ride with Liam Haidaris. I'm sure that'd be a great car ride. And just we look forward to seeing as many people as we can. Nick Carl is gonna enjoy this with Lucky, so I'm sure you will enjoy this with Lucky and the sausages, which are still in the works, but we are definitely going to have some. Do not worry about that.
Who's the special guest, Christos? Nick Carl.
Yeah, and Jamie Zhu so far.
Jamie's got almost 1 million followers.
Did you mention Nick Carl or something?
Yeah, Nick Carl, the Sydney player.
Yeah, the old Sydney FC player.
Yeah, he won the Johnny Warren medal, hasn't he?
He did win the Johnny Warren medal. Yep.
Yeah, wow. Well, that's unbelievable. That's a great pull.
Yep. Can't really run anymore, but that's okay. Yep.
Yeah, Zaga, you might have to come down, mate.
Might have to fly from Adelaide to Sydney.
Might have to get John, what's his name? Fornaroli.
Fornaroli?
Yeah, because I can speak Spanish with him, and then we'll win. Actually, Nick Carl's Spanish too, so.
Maybe we bring Luis Suarez down.
If we brought Luis Suarez, I think I'd cry. That was my favorite, probably one of my favorite Liverpool players ever.
Wow, fantastic. Great event. Make sure everyone goes and has a look at it. Charity Match Official. Obviously, I've been a part of it.
Have a look. We have more special guests to be announced over the coming days and weeks. Some two that have returned from this year's game. let's see if you can figure it out, will be returning as well.
I'm hoping Big Joey's going to be returning. He was fantastic.
Maybe not. I can't.
There you go. Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
he will. The announce. Just stay tuned for the stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say.
When's the Liam Haydaris announcement coming?
When we go for all those EOIs and we narrow down the list, we'll do the announcement with Kev.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
I'll use that photo.
Sorry?
I'll use that photo that was on my background.
Oh, no, do not use that. Do not use that or I'll pull out of the match. I'll pull everything out of that match and I'll not be attending. But yes, we'll end it there. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We actually had quite a lot of viewers tuning in and out tonight. I think we surpassed 30-something viewers joining the live stream today, so it was actually a really good effort. Chrysos, with you, thank you very much. Promoting the charity match too. Great cause, as we said. Make sure everyone susses that one out. We'll have you on more regularly, hopefully now over the next few months. Building into the charity match, you can talk us through every fortnightly updates. So yeah, we'd love to have you back on. Obviously, you'll be in and around it again now that the summer's coming up. So we'll have you back on in the next few weeks to talk us more about Cyprus, Olympiacos, and the charity match. And George, thank you for joining, man. Really,
no worries. It was a privilege to join you guys. And you guys building a good page on YouTube trade channel. So big shout out to Thurlos Global. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. And hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you, George. Really, really good insight by you today. What's it called? Having someone new come on and you knew your stuff really well about Olympiacos, the Ethniki, and it was really good. Made some really good points. So looking forward to having you back on in the future. Definitely invited whenever you want to come on. So feel free. And thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the international break. Enjoy your weeks, and we'll be back sometime throughout the week to talk about the upcoming Olympiacos games as well as the EuroLeague. Have a great night. I'm Olympiacos.
Peace.
Thank you.